What to consider when negotiating for property. Are you planning on buying a home or purchasing a commercial property? Whatever it is, you sure do have to engage in negotiations to get value for money. Negotiating the price of a home or property is a critical step in the process and can save you a couple of millions. In Uganda, negotiating the price of a home is a common practice, and it's essential to be well prepared and informed before entering into negotiations. Here are some tips for negotiating the price of a home in Uganda. Do your research before negotiating the price of a home in Uganda. It's important to do your research. You should find out the average price of similar properties in the area to understand what a fair price would be. This can be done by consulting different property brokers indigenous to the area. Additionally, research the property you are interested in buying, including its history and any issues or repairs that need to be done. It's also necessary to see other similar properties and compare just to make sure that you are getting the best. This information can help you make a reasonable offer that takes into account the condition of the property. Understand the market when you decide on an area and property. It's important to understand how the real estate market works. Understanding the real estate market in the area of choice is crucial when negotiating the price of a home. For instance, a seller's market means that there are more buyers than properties available for sale, which can lead to higher prices. A buyer's market means that there are more properties available for sale than buyers, which can lead to lower prices. Understanding the current market gives you a better understanding of the prices and a solid bargaining position. Determine your maximum budget before you begin negotiations. Determine your maximum budget. Mentioning your limit at the start of the negotiation saves both your time and that of the seller. Putting your limit out there from the start can also help you understand if the seller will be willing to compromise or not. You might also be shown other properties that are within your limits. Don't forget to consider additional costs such as closing costs, property taxes, and any repairs that need to be done. Start with a reasonable offer. Consider the value of the property while making an offer. When negotiating the price of a home, it's important to start with a reasonable offer. An offer that is too low may offend the seller, which could lead to a bias during the negotiations. A reasonable offer shows the seller that you are serious about buying the property, but also understand its value. If you insist on offering a lower price, have the right reasons. Be prepared to compromise. Negotiations are a give and take process. Be prepared to compromise with the seller. It's important to listen and consider why this person wants the amount they have stated. With that in mind, it's easy to understand how best to negotiate. You should also memorize the condition of the house so that you can decide on what you can compromise on. For example, if the seller is not willing to lower the price, you could negotiate for repairs or upgrades to be done before the sale. Alternatively, if the seller is willing to lower the price, you could agree to a quicker closing date or to waive certain contingencies. Work with a real estate agent. Working with a real estate agent who understands the local market can be helpful when negotiating the price of a home in Uganda. An experienced agent can provide insight into fair market value and guide you through the negotiation process. They can also help you navigate any cultural differences that may affect negotiations. They can also help you understand certain things about the property that can help during the negotiation. Alternatively, they can negotiate on your behalf, saving you the hustle of going through it. Be prepared to walk away. Sometimes negotiations do not result in a mutually beneficial agreement. If you cannot agree on a fair price, it's important to be prepared to walk away. Remember that there are always other properties on the market, and you don't want to overpay for a property that may not be worth the investment. Walking away is good because the seller tends to rethink and call you back. In this case, your price is considered, which works in your favor. Stay calm and professional. It's easy to be clouded by emotions, especially anger and frustration during negotiations. It's important to stay calm and professional. Avoid making personal attacks or becoming defensive. Instead, focus on the facts and present your case clearly and concisely. By maintaining a professional demeanor, you can increase your chances of a successful negotiation. It also makes it hard to be manipulated by the seller. Understand the seller's motivations. Understanding the seller's motivations can give you an advantage when negotiating the price of a home. Different reasons influence people to sell their properties in Uganda. These reasons usually work in the advantage of the buyer in terms of finance. However, one must thoroughly check the property and its credentials to make sure they are solid and authentic. Sellers should also be honest as to why they are selling cheaply or expensively. For example, if the seller needs to sell quickly due to a job relocation, they may be willing to accept a lower price. However, if the seller has received multiple offers, they may be less likely to negotiate on price